The Ruwanweliseya is a stupa and a hemispherical structure containing relics, in Sri Lanka, thought about hallowed to numerous Buddhists everywhere on the world. 2 quarts or 1 drona of the Gautama Buddha's relics are cherished, which is the biggest assortment of his relics anyplace. It was worked by King Dutugamunu c. 140 BC, who became king of all Sri Lanka after a battle in which the Chola king Alara, Elalan, was vanquished. It is otherwise called Mahathupa, Swarnamali Chitya, Suvarnamali Mahasiddhi, in Pali, and Rathnamali Dagaba. This is one of the Solos Masthana, the 16 spots of worship, and the Adamasthana, the 8 spots of worship in the antiquated sacrosanct city of Anuradhapura. The stupa is one of the world's tallest antiquated landmarks, remaining at 103 meters 338 feet, and with a boundary of 290 meters 951 feet. The first stupa had been around 55 m, 180 feet, in stature, and was revamped by numerous kings. The Kongmada Pagoda in Sagang, Myanmar is designed according to this stupa. The Mahavamsa contains a definite record on the development and the initial service of the stupa. The stupa was a ruin in the 19th century. In the wake of raising support endeavors by a Sinhalese bhikkhu, it was remodeled in the mid-20th century. The Ruwanweliseya Restoration Society was established in 1902, and the last delegated of the stupa occurred on June 17, 1940. After the Buddha's Mahaparinibbana, his relics were cherished and loved in stupas by rulers of 8 nations, 2 quarts in every nation. The 2 quarts of relics that were cherished in the town Ramagama were, as per the Buddha's assurance, bound to be revered in the Great Stupa Ruwanweli. Lord Dutugamunu, regularly spelled as Dutugamunu, who, on the full moon day of the long stretch of Shah, June, July, under the star grouping of Atarsha, would administer in the function for the cherishing of the relics in the Great Stupa, loved the Sangha, order of priests, on the day preceding the full moon day, advised them that tomorrow is the delegated day for the revering of the relics and mentioned them to give him the relics. The Sangha requested then the beginner Arahant Satara, who was talented with the 6 supernormal resources, to acquire the relics from Nagaloka domain, which Arahant Satara figures out how to visit and bring and offer to the Sangha. At that point ruler Dutugamunu got from the Sangha the Buddha's relics upon his head in a coffin, and left from the brilliant structure, amidst complex contributions and praises made by divine beings and Brahmas. He circumambulated the relic chamber multiple times, entered to it from the east, and when laid the relic coffin on a silver sofa 1 koi worth, that was orchestrated in the north side. A picture of the Buddha was at that point, as indicated by the Buddha's assurance, made in the lion's leaning back stance, Sahasya, and all the relics were revered inside that picture. At the point when the cherishing of the relics in the great stupa Ruwanweli was finished, the 2 fledglings Uthara and Sumana shut the relic chamber with the stone obstructs that were recently covered up to be utilized as a top. In the Thupavamsa various sorts of creatures went to the reverence of the relics into the Mahathupa, including the Naga Lord Mahakala, who as of not long ago monitored them. The relics were to be put on a brilliant seat created by Visvakarman the awesome artificer, the seat brought by Indra. Brahma offers his imperceptible umbrella of power, with the ruler Dutugamunu offering his own. The Arhat. Indigutta makes a metal shelter over the universe, so Mara won't meddle, as priests recited the Suttapitaka, the collection of discourses conveyed by the Buddha. Dutugamunu ceremoniously enters with the urn on his head, yet as he is going to put the urn on the brilliant seat, the relics ascend into the air and structure Buddha, with every one of the 32 significant signs and 80 lesser indications of an extraordinary man. In this structure he plays out the twin supernatural occurrence of fire and water, satisfying the 5th of his passing bed goals. 120 million divine beings and people gain arhatship from this experience. The relics revisitation of the urn, and they are let go, and the chamber fixed with 40-meter stone sections. The relic chamber will not shake even by a tremor. Blossoms, for example, jasmine that were offered on that day will not shrink till the finish of Buddha Gautama's dispensation. The lights that were fueled with ghee oil will not be doused. The earth that was blended in with fragrance and sandalwood will not dry. Even a solitary scratch will not show up inside the relic chamber. Stains will not show up in any of the brilliant merchandise that were offered. All this happened by the assurance intensity of all Arahants present. They decided likewise that antagonistic people ought not have the option to try and see the relic chamber. Moreover, by request of ruler Dutugamunu, the individuals of Sri Lanka revered, alongside numerous different articles, for example, brilliant and